Welcome. This is Barry Jones from Angelic Wisdom, and we're here for our monthly Angelscope for the sign of Sagittarius for the month of May 2024. So I'd like to begin by thanking everyone for returning to this monthly series and for your support. And I'd also like to welcome anyone who's new to our Angelic Wisdom community for the very first time. As a reminder, please make sure that you have subscribed, select the all notification bell, most importantly, like, dislike, and then leave your comments. If you would like to get an angel reading with me, you can go to my current website, theangelschool.com/services. If you like to support my channel with a donation, you can go to my current PayPal me link for Angelic Wisdom LLC. You can find all of these links in the description area beneath the video. And finally, if you haven't had a chance to see the monthly general angel reading, then I have placed that link as the first one you should see in the description area beneath this video. So the format of the cards, I will go through that as I do the reading. So I won't take the time to do it now as I've done in the past. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath together. And as we tune in to the sign of Sagittarius for the month of May 2024. And sort of saw the word ego, and I'm seeing sort of like an outdoor sort of tent. It's sort of like has a screen so you can protect you from mosquitoes and insects and things like that. But it's an enclosure, it sort of zips up, and you can sort of have a table setting inside of it. This is really interesting. And then to see that in nature, surrounded by nature and trees, and the sun shining very brightly in the distance, but with the word ego. And it feels like it's, a white color or some kind of neutral color, but light color at least. And as I'm talking, the first thing that sort of comes to my mind is that it's almost like you're within this protection, so that you're protected from ego or negativity, and that they would set it in nature. It seems like being in nature is sort of its own protection from negative energies. Now, negative energy could be anything. Not I want to because it feels like different than when we think of negative, but more scientific almost. Just like I don't know. Um, it's almost as if energy that's not balanced, and but then this gazebo type thing um, makes you think of taking precautions. You know, so like if you're gonna be outside in nature, you want to enjoy. You would do something like this, that like this netting, this screen type thing, so that you are not unnecessarily troubled while you're enjoying the process. So it gives us a sense too that in nature there is this natural balance. Yes, the nature is beautiful, and yet there are things that kind of disturb us, right? Or disturb your peace and calm, sort of like mosquitoes and things like this. But in truth, all of this is harmonious nature itself. It's its own ecological system is perfect. Yet there are the negative and positive energies. And so what are they trying to there's a point and you can feel it, right? Um, so we can look at certain things, or we can make an issue out of it, or we can just do something that's natural and that kind of, so like when you go out in nature, there's certain forces, certain elements that just don't work with us, some of us, right? And so you you create something that can help, that can assist with that. So it gets a sense of like, we can be afraid of things that don't harmonize with us. And then completely stay away from or not do the thing or not go somewhere. Or we can just take the precautions that will help us to feel safe and not, you know, make it too much of make too much out of it. So, in spiritual talk, we use this word negativity or ego. We get really like sort of like, okay, I got to protect myself from the ego or protect myself from this or whatever. And we can't protect ourselves from everything, because everything that we think is not good for us may, and something that's adverse might actually trigger something that is good for us. It might be the way, the moment of opportunity that opens a door for us, because if we stay away from everything that we're afraid of, then we end up staying away from everything, because everything is mixed with a little bit of this and a little bit of that, a little bit of negative charge and a little bit of positive charge. Negative charge and positive charge is in everything. It's everywhere. It's in matter. It's in energy, yin yang, right? So we can't be running away from everything that has a negative charge in it, because everything has a negative charge in it, and everything has a positive charge in it, and everything has a negative charge and a positive charge. Then what's the alternative? Well, neutral. And the best form of protection is neutrality. To not be reactive to every little positive negative charge, not making a big deal, because we can do the same thing with positive, to the point that we're afraid of stepping out of positivity. Like the negativity is not a part of life, and so we're afraid to lose our way, when you're always found, because you are within the light of God. You're within your soul. You're never lost. You're always found. We can only, I guess, hoping for the best is sort of this very neutral statement, because hope and best, but hoping for the best, it implies that you understand that life is full of negative and positive charges, every aspect of it, but you always hope for the best. Your faith can bring to you the opportunities for the best. hope for the best, meaning you also trust that things will work out the way they need to with both of these, and that the negative and the positive charge is what helps to sort of carve out that path for us. If it was only one, you would not have choice, basically. Now let's take a look at the message from the Archangel that you're working with. Card in the center. It's Archangel Mariel. So Archangel Mariel is the magenta archangel who works with your soul star chakra above your head. It says, manifest for the highest good and work with pure love. Manifest for the highest good. We can't manifest for the highest good if we're scared of the two forces, the negative and positive charge that causes everything to exist. It's our ego that projects them into being something more than what they are, instead of what they could be when they come together. I mean, that's what I always say, the fifth dimensional mind. The third dimensional mind is afraid of everything. The fifth dimensional mind embraces everything. It embraces the balance, the natural balance. It embraces the natural causes, the cause and effect. It embraces the negative and the positive charge as the forces, the facet of the forces of creation. And your soul has journeyed many lifetimes and knows this already. And yet, we're stuck worrying about if somebody touches me, like when we had the pandemic, I've been through this, people are like scared to touch each other, scared to get it. Instead of looking at the bigger picture, the world was going through a transformation. It needed time to heal. And we needed time to really reflect about where we were collectively and what was really important versus what wasn't. And how could we make our world a better, safer, and healthier place to live? So many opportunities were given in that time for us to slow down and to stop chasing fear rather than love. We were chasing our ambitions because we are afraid of failing. We're afraid of not mattering. But we do. Whether we're something, we can claim that we're something, or that we're not. We still matter. Until you stop being afraid, you cannot truly access and work with pure love as the foundation of all of your manifestations. And that means how you see the world, how you express yourself in the world, how you feel it. So, the Moon card is the Major Arcana card here, which is highlighting the big theme or lesson, energies influencing your time in this month. And when this card comes up, it's definitely about illusions. It's also about a time with the divine feminine of, I want to say this and I don't know if it's accurate, but this is what I'm hearing it through my mouth, feel it in my mouth and hear it. It's about transmuting with the divine. Hold on. The veil is so thin, right? The illusions are sort of the moonlight cast shadows, but it's like sort of malleable. It's like it's like playing. You know, when you play in the dark or something, you know, you can create all kinds of things. You can you know, like think of like, you know, hand puppetry or something like this, when you have dark and light in this way. And it's like this is a place where you can take an image or a vision and you can play with it to almost, it's almost like making it, bending it with your mind to the point you can almost feel it and make it true, come true in some way. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but it's just something I can feel in saying that. And so don't be afraid of the negative and charge and the positive charge, or one or the other. But be open to experimenting and playing with them in various combinations and see what new revelations occur to you in your mind and your heart. What imagery comes up? Like I'm in the way that I'm feeling the words. I'm feeling and sensing it, and it doesn't make sense to my brain, but I got to say it the way I'm feeling it. And sometimes it's a struggle, but you just got to play with it. You got to go with it. This is a part. This is something. This is the intuition too. It's the womb of life. It's dark, but you can, you know, before something comes to the light, it's more transparent and sort of like clear cut. But in the dark, it can take many shapes. You can make it, you can express it in any way, shape, or form you want. Just like if you're somebody's painting or doing something artistic, when it's inside of you, in that womb of self, of the soul, it can become anything. It's malleable. That's the word I'm looking for. And then once it comes out, you have to trust it. You know, once it's in the brushstroke in the light, you have to trust. But you can still be connected to that place within your soul as you are spinning it in the external reality, in the light of day. And the person who's fluid in this transition between these two paradigms is not enabling fear or conspiracy or fear of being out, you know, expressing oneself outside of convention or outside of the box. They're not worried about that. They're just being. And so Sagittarius is like calling you to sort of explore. Now, this is interesting because it's, you know, here we're seeing somebody at the table refining, doing the exact same that I've been talking about. And although this sort of typically is like the apprentice, and it talks about, you know, like the keywords here, education, these, but here's it in details. And what's interesting is that you got to go beyond all of that. You got to go beyond your training, your skills. You got to go beyond that, what you know. Don't just be stuck in what you know. That's sort of like what's an external now. But keep that connection to that sort of malleable, infinite expression. Keep a link to that, Sagittarius. Because something, what I'm getting is something's trying to come forth from your soul, something very ancient. And the only way is to get rid of those sort of rules and structure. You don't throw it away, but just don't let it imprison this part of you. And you're on the brink of opening up to this. in this month. Okay. So I send you lots of love and angel blessings, and have a beautiful, beautiful month of May. God bless you.